All right, guys, welcome back. Eric here with Guitarsenal. We hope you're having a great day. Today, I've got a very special video for you. We're kind of doing two videos in one. The primary focus of today's video is this wonderful, way huge conspiracy theory. It is a clone of the very, very popular and very sought after Klon Centaur, which, what would you believe? We have a Klon Centaur here. So we are going to be shooting the two out here together. I have the very rare opportunity to have an original Klon Centaur here with us. This is an original Bill Finnegan build. This one's on loan from my guitar tech, Mr. Tom Dotson. Very good guy. And we are going to be checking it out. Now, all the tones you heard in the intro were from the Way Huge. What a wonderful piece of equipment. And I've been noodling with this thing for a pretty good little while, trying to figure out some different sounds and get the two really close as I can to each other. And the Way Huge can definitely nail the Klon sound quite well. I'm going to let you hear that for yourself, of course, because we are going to shoot them out. But I do like the compact nature of the pedal. It's built very well. I love the top-mounted jacks. 9-volt power, same exact controls as the original Klon Centaur. Output, gain, treble, 3-pole double throw switching. I love that he went with the red and gold paint scheme like the really early horsey Klon Centaurs, which as I understand there were some gold and burgundy ones out there, which are, from what I understand, a little bit more rare with the horse logo. This is, from my understanding, a pretty early Klon Centaur that we have on the board here. You can push these things into nuclear territory. We do have it set relatively on the top end of the gain spectrum. We were getting some very juicy tones there in the intro, hopefully not sounding too bad or anything. Here's the bypass sound. We are running a 67 Fender Twin Reverb, original 67 issue. This is a 56 custom shop reissue Stratocaster with custom shop Fat 50s pickups. Okay. We're running 9 through 46 on the strings, or maybe even 42 on the low end. I believe that's a 42. Okay, we're getting some reverb from a Strymon Flint. I'm getting a slapback of delay from a DD2. Let's give it a listen, see how it sounds. Sorry. Very clean sound, other than my one little chord flub there. That one's free for y'all. All right, we're going to step on the original Klon Centaur. Give it a listen, and I'm just going to switch the two back and forth. We may even have a little bit of fun and do a little blindfold challenge here before the day's out. This twin reverb's on 5, so it's turned up halfway. The instructions in the original Klon Centaur call for a relatively dished amp in terms of getting it cranked out a bit. You want to have an amp that's kind of getting into some distortion on its own a little bit before you go adding a pedal like the Klon. It really is kind of an overglorified boost pedal, but what it does quite well. All right, let's switch back and forth. Here's the original Klon Centaur, and then we'll bounce back and forth between that and the Way Huge. All right, neck pickup. Way huge. Beautiful sounding. Bridge pickup with the Way Huge. Klon. A lot of top end. All right, we're gonna start manipulating controls. I don't want this to, take all of your time up, guys. Trying to make this video kind of quick, but I mean, that's a tall tale, right? A pedal that for 200 bucks or under is supposed to get you the sound of a $5,000 pedal. I mean, these are two very differently priced pedals. Now, the conspiracy theory is obviously very, very influenced by the Klon. The two are sounding pretty similar, okay? We're going to get on the lower end of the gain spectrum, and I know that you can't exactly, call these two pedals exactly the same in terms of the settings, but let's set both pedals exactly the same and just see how they line up with each other. Now, I know that's a bad comparison, but let's hear, and then maybe we can tweak them a little bit, and I'm going to try to get them sounding pretty close, but I also want you to hear the range of the conspiracy theory in terms of the sounds it can get. The original Klon has, the treble knob is supposed to really be usable throughout a wide variety of the sweep of the treble knob. So I will try getting the treble up a bit. Right now it's at 12 o'clock, which should be relatively kind of unity treble in terms of our treble frequencies here. So I'm going to get back on the neck pickup. All right, here is the conspiracy theory, okay? Low gain right here. Very, very fat. Okay, here's the original. Both of them, man, pretty dang close, okay, on the two. I find that I prefer a little more gain. Let's bring that gain up to 50% on both. Treble up halfway, gain up halfway. First the Klon, then we'll go to the conspiracy theory. Very, very fat. Both of them sound beautiful. Now we certainly have to say that Klon Centaur it really does grab those notes in a very special way. It feels a little different under the fingers. I'll say the sound of the pedals is very, very similar. I feel like the Centaur, the Klon might be a little chewier, okay? Let's get that treble on up a bit and increase our gain. We may lower our output. We'll do the same thing on the Klon. We're just going to follow the steps in the Klon, okay? This time, first the conspiracy theory, and I'll try to just kind of play the same style, same chords. Try not to really mix up too much what I'm doing. I'll play some lines and let some chords ring out so you can hear. Okay, here is the conspiracy theory this time first, okay? And I'll use the middle pickup on the Stratocaster. It's got a nice chime to it with the twin reverb here. I hope you guys can hear it. It sounds beautiful in this room. I'll tell you what, I'm going to make that signal just a little bit more wet. I'm going to add a little tiny bit more, just a little bit more reverb and delay in there, okay? All right, let's do it. All right, let's get a little higher on the gain. Most people that play Klons tend to prefer the gain on the higher end of the spectrum. So here we're getting where the rubber meets the road. This time we'll hear the Klon first, then we'll go on over to the conspiracy theory. I like the fact that they named it the conspiracy theory as well, because there certainly is kind of almost a cult following that the original Klon has. So that's pretty smart on their part to sort of acknowledge that and move on. I mean, look, if you have an original Klon Centaur, they are awesome. They are priced, you know, according to the hype, but they are sweet pedals. All right, neck pickup, gain ponied out a good bit, treble at noon, and output to taste, which both pedals are set relatively the same on the output. Let's give it a listen. I'm trying to play kind of the same chords and all. I don't want to change things up too much. Just trying to give you an idea of the chord bloom, the notes. I'll let a few single lines sort of ring out as well, okay? Okie doke. I don't know, the conspiracy theory there is sounding a little chewier on the top end than the original Klon. The Klon's definitely got a mellowness to it that is beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Let's try increasing the treble on the Centaur and on the conspiracy theory. So now the pedals are set pretty similar. I will say the Klon's a little mellower. With the treble control on conspiracy theory, you're going to have to probably dial off a little more than you would comparing it directly to a Klon. I will say the treble is at the top end definitely mellower sounding than the conspiracy theory, but the conspiracy theory has a fatness to it, almost a little more compressed, maybe a slight bit less mid-range than the Klon Centaur. The Klon has got it more in the upper mids and the chime and a little bit of low-level compression that almost takes me as being almost a blended kind of sound with more of the clean of the original amp in there. The conspiracy theory, to my ear, sounds a little more compressed, a little bit less upper mids, and you've got maybe just a slight bit more gain and a little bit more treble on tap than the original Klon. But that's this Klon in this room on this day in this rig with this player. So like there's a lot of different things to factor in there. So let's get back on the neck pickup. This time we'll hear the Klon first. Let's give it a listen. So on the top end, definitely very, very chewy. The Klon, again, a little more upper mids, a little bit less compression. So I'll tell you what, I love the way the Klon is sounding right here. So what we're going to do on the conspiracy theory, we're going to break off the gain a little bit, and I'm going to break off a little bit of that treble. And I guarantee you, now these are going to sound pretty similar, I believe. But the tone of the two pedals is extremely similar, with a bit of an accentuation in the upper mids with the Klon. Definitely mid-range hump. All right, now the Klon is on, middle pickup on the Strat. All right, Klon Centaur, we're gonna go ahead and get up on the gain about 90%. We'll go ahead and increase the treble a good bit, and we'll do the same thing on the conspiracy theory. And we're gonna get on the bridge pickup of the Strat, and I'm gonna dial out a bit of the tone here on the guitar about halfway. Let's give this a listen. This is gonna be kind of ponied up on the gain. All right, last time the Klon got to go first. This time, now the way huge. Okay. And I think this is going to conclude our test. I'll make a little bit more racket here, let you get back to your day. Thank you guys for watching. We post every Friday here on Guitarsenal. Make sure you tune in. Sorry for the flubs. I haven't been playing much. I've had a lot of other things going on in life. Things have been busy. So I know I'm a little sloppier than I probably normally am. I'm at a different level of sloppy, but hopefully this gives you an idea of the tones of these two pedals and what they can do for you. I think the conspiracy theory is certainly a winner. I wish I had time to shoot out the original Klon versus other pedals that are in the range of the Klon, because there are a lot of other pedals that are copies of the Klon. One that comes to mind is the Electro Harmonic Soul Food. There's a few others. JHS Archer. You guys have probably seen any number of those types of pedals. But this particular one, I mean, George Stripps did a great job designing this pedal. I like the compact nature of the conspiracy theory. I like the price of it. It's very affordable. So if you were looking for that Klon thing, this is probably something to look at. And this gives you a direct comparison between the real thing and the new one. So, all right, here's the conspiracy theory, and then I'm going to let you hear the Klon, and this is on the gain. Ponied out a good bit. I'm just going to play some blues licks, and I've dialed out some of the tone for our sanity. And we'll get a little bit wet on the delay just for fun, and have a little bit of fun here. Have a great day. Thanks for watching, and thanks to my buddy Tom for letting me borrow his Klon Centaur and trusting me with it for a while. And hopefully you guys get the idea what this thing can do. So have a great day. See you next time. All right, this is ponied out on the gain. I'll switch between the two. All right, here we go. All right.